Our next guest highlighting that many firms are offering wholesale advice or retail advice, which ensures clients have the opportunity to access the offering that is most suitable for their level of wealth and financial sophistication. Well, Roxanne Gorman is joining us from Perpetual. Roxanne, good to see you.
Oh, good afternoon.
Now, at Perpetual, you've actually said you've built out a segmentation focus on financial advisors. How so? What have you done there?
Yeah, absolutely. Look, financial advice is going through quite a transition, I guess effectively moving from an industry to a profession, and there's been lots of complexity around that, whether it's regulatory change, educational requirements, a bit of an exit of some former advisors, and a very educated and professional cohort coming through. So to really get across the complexity that financial advice is facing into, we have segmented our business. So whether it's philanthropy, not-for-profits, medical specialists, business owners, or even women, we've really created teams that have specialist skill sets to deal with those specific segments.
What's the biggest growth area you're seeing in terms of those segments?
Look, it's quite across the board, to be honest. Business owners is definitely one piece, and of course the women's segment. We're seeing a huge intergenerational wealth transfer at the moment, and we know that 65% of that generational wealth transfer over the next decade will land in the hands of women, and that's why we have specifically set up a team nationally of female advisors that can provide advice to women.
Okay, in fact, what I gathered that you've been doing that over the past 12 months, building up that unit then. So who are you actually targeting then when you talk about women?
Yeah, absolutely. So we have a long history of dealing with women at Perpetual, and historically it was largely through philanthropic endeavours or not-for-profit endeavours. The unit that we've built up over the past 12 months is dealing with contemporary women. So we know that women have entered the professions, they're running businesses, they own businesses, they're inheriting wealth, and there also may be circumstances where women are going through divorce or potentially lose a spouse. So all of these types of events in life mean that women are looking for very specialised advice.
And you talk about that intergenerational transfer of wealth. I gather your numbers indicate that perhaps that the proportion women will make up some 65% of that transfer.
Yeah, that's absolutely right, and across the profession, that is definitely what we're seeing play out. That I guess because women have longer life expectancy, through that and a number of other trigger events, that is definitely what's playing out.
Did you also see perhaps those women who have undergone life changes, perhaps through divorce or the loss of a partner, that particularly later in life?
Yeah, that's it, and that's why we've really carved out a segment that we call for women in the second stage of life, so sort of that 50 plus period. Often in the earlier part of life, women are still, and women and men really, are building up their wealth. It's those years of starting out in your career or starting out in your business. You're very hands-on with the family situation, and it's not until you sort of hit that 50 to 60 bracket potentially that you can reap the benefits of many years of hard work, and that financial security, if you like, comes to play.
I don't want to generalise, but do you think women are perhaps more receptive to financial advice than men?
Look, our research tells us that women do consult quite broadly before they obtain financial advice. So they'll talk to their friends, they'll talk to their family, they'll try and ascertain, well, who's getting advice and where are they getting it from. So they do consult very broadly, and they're quite deep thinkers about actually engaging with a financial advisor. But once they've made that decision, they're very sticky. So they will stick with you. Trust is very important, depth of relationship, and that all in turn leads to longevity of relationship.
So bottom line, I guess this is all about empowering women to make their own financial decisions.
Yeah, absolutely. That is very much what it's about. It's about providing confidence, providing someone to lean on when the markets get a little bit jittery, such as what we're going through at the moment. Sometimes you need someone who's there just to reassure you, we stick with the strategy, we ride this through, and that's very much the role of a financial advisor, and certainly what we do at Perpetual in terms of looking after our clients.
Well, I mean, we were talking about women in the later stages of life. What about those just beginning, perhaps, just come out of school, starting a job, perhaps maybe still at university? How receptive are they to financial advice?
Oh, they're also very receptive, and in that young cohort, at that stage of life in their 20s or even early 30s, there's a great hunger for information. They're probably more likely to access that information digitally. And they're very hungry for information and very receptive to taking on advice. I guess the issues they're facing into are a little bit different. They're probably looking at, do I pay down my HECS debt? How do I save a deposit for a home? How do I manage my cash flow? So those budgeting type of issues. And what's superannuation? Why should I be concerned about superannuation? Why should I be thinking about it?
Well, this is the problem at the moment, isn't it? That, particularly young people just trying to make ends meet, let alone trying to save or invest.
Yeah, look, absolutely. It's not easy being a 20-year-old at the moment, but I think for many it's discipline. It's instilling some really great hygiene around your financial behaviours, and starting that early, and just learning what will work for you individually.